Boom, baby.
Get on my Titan, play a little bit on there.
Yeah, I was like, my Titan's the only thing that's not at level 50 right now.
My
So
Warlock's not level 50, but I'm just working
I
on
love
that
my Warlock.
slowly.
I love my Warlock. Oh yeah, man, dude. It's like I had a really good weekend. Just I was hanging out at the lake house, just able to kick
I'm
back with the
jealous.
family. Oh, it's nice. Like it was just nice because it's like, yeah, there's a lot of things I can't do, and so it's just like hanging out with the kids and not like, oh, I need to go do this or oh, I need to go do that. So it was really more relaxing than anything. It's good for me. It's good for me.
Good. I'm glad.
Thanks, man. And no
Yeah.
messages. Boo.
No, I just been working a lot of hours, so
Do you get paid hourly or do you get paid like a salary or something?
I get paid per load.
Okay, so I'm
The more
assuming.
loads I haul, the you know, when I'm working locally, the longer the hours I work, the more loads I haul, the better my paycheck.
Oh, nice, dude.
Um, just to give you an idea, is my last paycheck for 2 weeks was around 15,000.
Oh, nice, man.
So it
Congrats.
was so I mean, but that's only in the summertime that I get checks like that.
Okay. Yeah,
Usually
so
it's
that
around some.
you have your weld off months and then you have your like lean months.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's that's my life as a contractor. It's like okay, like yep. That's where people
Well,
are always trying to get me into payments. Like we went and bought like not a new van but a used van, and I paid for it in cash because we saved up for it in cash. What's up,
hmm
Dragon Spheres? Thanks for watching over on Mixer. And they're like, oh, but you can finance and you can have these payments. I'm like, there's months where, things are
that
lean,
works. And
and there are months where, yeah, having a little payment's not a problem. My concern is like, what if I sit here and thank you for the corgi. Was like, what if I don't want to sit here and be stressed about like, oh god, like especially if we end up having like a bad back to back to back month to month. There's no guarantee, there's no guarantees. And
yeah,
like
there's
if for
really
some
not.
reason like if we start having to dip into savings, that means like after a couple of months of that, like I'm gonna go back to work for like a more stable industry rather than being a contractor. And that's just the math behind it. Are you heading to the tower?
I'm in your
Dude,
group.
I know, I saw you that you joined. I just like, I love how fast it is. Do you want to pick up some bounties? Did you already do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up some bodies
I
over here.
love how fast this like PC version is. Like it's just nuts, man.
Oh, I've been playing on PC
Howdy,
for a
howdy,
long
Brian.
time.
Hey, what's up, Sparta? How you doing? How's your
I
weekend?
said hi, but I
I
think
didn't hear you at all, man.
I got drowned out again.
Drowned out or
Yeah,
whatever. Like, I don't know, but like I literally haven't like didn't even hear you connect. And Dragon
I
Spheres
heard you.
with a GIF. Thanks.
I heard you come in, Sparta. Hi.
How's your weekend, dude?
Good. Well, wait. I gotta ask this. The answer isn't happy. I'm asking all my friends. Weekend? What a weekend!
Oh yeah, you're like a worker Joe. Yeah. Dragon Spheres just sending in all their sparks.
Yeah, I'm like weekends. What are weekends? I've never. I know what a weekend is, but it's like, yeah, yeah.
Nice. You ready? Yeah, you ready to roll out to the
Yep.
Crucible? Oh man, dude, I was like, I've been loving. I was like, playing a lot of Dragon Quest Builders with Maddie, and we were just having a blast. And that was kind of what I was playing this weekend. Played some Smash and some Mario Kart. So it was nice because it's like we went to this just place and it had this Valor rank up. I don't know why. Mythic, awesome. Just by queuing in, perfect.
Probably because you're with me.
Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot.
That's my.
He's so
That's what my rank was mythic too.
yeah. And then
So that's probably why.
and I got a Final Fantasy VIII remaster downloaded, ready for tomorrow. So I think I'm
On
gonna.
what system?
What's Xbox?
PC. Oh,
Yeah. I
Xbox.
can't.
No, I'm
I
playing.
talked about
Sorry,
it.
go ahead, Sparta. Go ahead.
Yeah, I talked about it in the earlier chat, Discord chat earlier. You still can't prepay it on Switch.
They still won't let you prepay and download?
No,
Huh.
they will not let you prepay and download it on
I
Switch.
think it's certain games in Switch because I felt like they've taken my money a couple times, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
No, I can't even. There's no if I
You
go
can't
to
even
the
buy it.
store
Oh,
right
it's not
now,
even showing up
you
in the
can't
store.
even buy. No, it's
Huh.
on the store. It says coming soon.
Oh, wait list or
Expecting
something, or
date.
wish list.
Yeah, it's what I've got it wish listed, and I literally got an email this morning, 2 hours before it released in Japan. Oh, it's available.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
funny. That's
no, it's not.
it's just like, oh, I went with Xbox because I was like, yeah, like, I'm running out of space
I
on my
would have
Switch.
loved to have played it tonight while I'm at work. That's why I wanted it on my Switch.
No worries, Dragon Spheres. Destiny has always been to answer kind of Dragon Spheres thing. Has always been a game that I thought paired perfectly with Final Fantasy because it's like back even before I was a content creator, it was just like I'd play Final Fantasy and I'd play Destiny, and those were kind of like my two big games, and I just played those a lot with a lot of people. And so for me, they just kind of they go together like really well because also the differences also kind of bring it value. So like if I was playing like Final Fantasy XIV and Guild Wars 2 to a degree, like it doesn't have controller support. Maybe ESO, like it's like where it's that fantasy RPG, and this is kind of that sci-fi, RPG in a way that it's like there are the things that I enjoy about certain games, but then at the same time, it's a flavor of they're enough different that it's that I'm not sitting here going like, okay. But I know people play Destiny like in the form of hitting their dailies, and they're just like da 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 da, and then just they get burned out. But for me, it was always kind of like it was kind of more my PvP game, and Final Fantasy has been more my PvE game.
You know
But yeah,
what's funny, Brian?
what's funny?
About that video you posted about on the Ginger Brian channel.
Oh yeah, the which one?
The one about Borderlands.
Okay, yeah.
Before I'd even watched it, I knew exactly what you were gonna say.
I just sitting here like if I don't have to sit here and play it day one, minute one, like goodness gracious, I'll wait till it goes on sale.
Yeah, but it's like you were talking about all the controversy and all that. It's like someone Zephyr was even asking like, what? I'm like, there's been some
Ow.
extremely
Oh, we only got
controversial stuff.
Yeah, I can't. I don't. I'm gonna I probably would most likely side with the content creator in that case, like from what I've seen. But at the same time, I'm not gonna like sit here and say like I've read and everybody's.
Well, the main issue that I have is
Oh, come
and
on!
I said it was that Claptrap's voice actor.
Did they change him up? Like I know a lot of people are upset. But
Yeah, they. So basically, what happened was originally Claptrap's voice actor was one of the executives of Take-Two.
Yeah, he was just. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when they announced Borderlands 3, he's no longer working at Take-Two.
And these guys are
So
like.
he was like, "Hey, if you want to keep the
controlling
Claptrap voice,
Mm-hmm.
you got to pay me." Because he wasn't getting paid for the voice acting.
Because he was an employee.
Because he was an employee. He was a executive. Not just an employee, but an executive.
Nuts.
And so he was like, "Hey, you got to pay me this time."
Mm-hmm.
But I'll do it. And they're like, nah.
Yeah,
we
pay
don't
me
need
as a
it.
voice actor.
But it's like, it's Claptrap. That's just, like, again.
Yeah, voice actor changes are rough. Because 14's had somebody was saying like for ARR like rebuilding on that, they're like like voice all the cutscenes. I was like,
No.
there is I was like those are also different. A lot of them are different voice actors.
2 of them are dead. Or one of them is dead.
One of them, yeah.
Like the voice actor for...
Come on, I wish grenades were way more.
Stola. I want to say the original voice actor for
Well,
Stola.
Papalymo changed between Heavensward and ARR.
Yep.
So it's
Almost
like so meaning like I'm
everyone
fine with it,
changed.
but my goodness, just imagine just the amount of work. Just imagine like, hey guys, patch 5.1 coming in December,
Yeah.
or next year, December next year.
Because the thing is that, like, because again, it's that whole issue, like, we talked about it before, like, when they change a
Trying to
voice
stick 'em.
actor, it's a lot more than what people think. It's not just, oh yeah, they get the guy to come into the video. No, it's you're lucky if that voice actor has a week that he can do that.
Well, and then
With
yeah,
a
and that's where
brain.
it's like always kind of weird, like how it's still like some cutscenes, like this feels like an important cutscene, and it's not voiced, and I was like, I wonder if it was, and then something changed, and then they just, yep, they're like, all right, no voice.
Or like it could be something like a line change. Yeah, like you said, a line change. Literally
Oh no,
a month before the game came out. It's
man.
like that's no time. There's
Yeah.
no time for that.
Yeah, some people like so. Dragonsphere says that like the voices in ARR, and then it's like some people were like, yeah, it was like you go from it like, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, that was a drastic change. That wasn't
Like,
small.
who's the major change? It was, I think it was Yastola. She was the most like famous. It was either Yastola or as we
Jeez
knew her at the
Louise.
time, God. Yeah, I think it was Yastola.
Yeah, let's go. Get him, get him. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Shadowkeep and just the PvP changes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
And
oh,
like,
roaming
even
super.
with voice actors, like their voices change. Like Alphinaud's been voiced by the same guy, like period, and his voice is completely different.
Well, he's getting older,
Yeah,
which is how it should be.
I guess to a degree, it just depends on the voice actor's ability, right?
mm-hmm. See if I can look at. We got a list of voice actors. Let's see.
Oh no. I guess that was somebody's super.
Oh, come on, really? Everybody else is freaking invincible when
I don't. I
when
mean,
they're
I think we're
super
saying that
cool.
it wasn't the same guy, but I don't know. Like I'd have to look at the credits
Who?
for Alphina.
In Heaven's Word. Okay, yeah, it was different in ARR. It was different. But I think it's been the same since since Heaven's Word. Let me look it up. Yeah, Colin Ryan has voiced
What the
Alpha
hell?
since Heaven's Word.
Great. Okay.
I'm actually looking on the Behind the Voice Actors
Mm-hmm.
website.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, she didn't have any voice acting in. So let's see.
So many supers.
It's unreal. I don't know. That's almost an unfair advantage. The super
Yep,
are.
it was just Sola.
Well, it's fine that they like the power that they provide. It just feels like the frequency in which that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Clink?
Not too much.
Yeah, I gotta play until like 5, and then I'm gonna go help Julie with the kids.
Yeah,
Got one. Get him, get him. Oh God, no! Yes. Like, give me a long hallway. Will that person run at me?
So yeah, apparently, oh go ahead, Sparta.
Oh, no. I forgot who it was. It was Yugiri. Yugiri's voice actor was the one that was on.
She's the one who passed away, who was murdered by like
Yeah,
her
she was
ex-boyfriend or
murdered.
something like that.
Yeah, it was
Horrible.
something.
So freaking
But that
horrible.
was. I mean, like. And yeah, in ARR she wasn't, major, but
Right, she was introduced at
she's
the
become
point.
a major character.
Mhm.
Who's that?
What was that?
Yugiri,
Tractor
the
cannon.
ninja.
Okay.
the ninja
Yeah,
from Doma, the first ninja we ever saw.
Oh,
I thought it was Merrill Webb.
No,
Nah,
she was
you
the
did.
She was essentially what was the kind of teased as what would become the machinist, essentially. Because we were like, oh, there's guns, and she's busting out the guns, and you know, it's not like what
Well,
the
she was
machinist's job
supposed to
is,
be
especially now.
Okay,
much
this
Oh.
is something seriously
1.0.
wrong here because people, I'm not, you know, everybody's one-shotting me, but they're surviving my charge. They're surviving my supers. Something's wrong.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Got him. Just
But
it's like just the running and flying. Hey, Carlinzo. Hey, Dark Lantern. The
yeah, I was gonna say that the apparently there was some like web advertisement thing. Apparently we're gonna be getting Banjo sooner rather than later.
oh, for Smash, they're
Well,
teasing SNK, right? That was the big thing on Twitter today.
yeah, they've
Yep.
been they teased that. Well, what it is, it's not a tease of SNK. It's someone went in and it was I think it was an accident, but it could have been a tease. So if you went to the website where they listed the like each of the Smash characters,
How can you not? I cannot kill that guy. Like he's got a super and he's just unbeatable.
My
at
point
the
exactly.
very bottom,
Yeah, if they dodge my
Of that
super, it's
page?
very true.
there is a trademark symbol, and it's literally trademark at SNK.
Of course they
So
defeated
everyone's
us.
saying King of Fighters. We're getting something SNK.
Yeah.
At least that's what everyone. It could just like I watched
Yeah.
one guy. He was like, "Oh,
Hey, Zone.
it could just be a red herring." Like, "Oh yeah, we'll get an SNK.
That'd be fun.
carrier.
That'd be
Here's
fun.
Halo. Here's Master Chief."
That'd be a twist. The
Hey, it's Nintendo.
So
We
yeah,
don't
you
know
never
what
know.
they'll
You
do.
never know. The what's the yeah, lol. I 100% agree. That it's just like oh, it's getting killed by the same super like 3 times.
What is the what?
Yeah, breaking up those teams to find a better match. Good choice. Good choice. The so
What
what's
is the
the
what,
odds
Brian?
from having a Nintendo Direct? Is it rumored this week?
It is
Before
rumored
TGS?
before next week.
TGS is the 15th, right?
It's literally next weekend.
Which is great because
Oh.
we'll have the 15th is the next live letter from Yoshi P.
Yeah.
So that's when we're
where
gonna
they're
see part
doing
1.
The live letter at is at TGS.
Yeah, that's smart.
Like everyone's saying, we're not going to hear anything today. We're not. We will not hear anything today because Nintendo of America, they're not working today.
By the way, Sparta, are you in a safe zone from the hurricane, or are you in the path?
I'm in the middle of Georgia. If
Okay.
if that hurricane hits me, oh well.
Just going to
well,
be very
we-
boring and lonely. That's it.
Right now, my it just came over the news that there's been reported 5 deaths
Oh
in
no.
the Bahamas.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was a Category 5 when it
I
hit
know.
the Bahamas.
Oh my gosh, that's
It was
horrible.
a Cat 5. And yeah.
Yeah, one of my friends lives in Jacksonville, and it's going right for him.
Get this though, and this is I don't know if they've changed their like whole thing. It's that whole like Walmart, and if anyone doesn't hear, Walmart still, at least unless they've changed it, Walmart's still telling their employees they have to come to work or they're fired. Can you believe that?
If they
Depends
what?
where you're at.
They have to come to work or they are fired.
They can't
Even
do that.
if-
In a storm?
Yeah.
Isn't
No,
Walmart
no.
closed?
There's mandatory evacuation zones. If you're in that zone, it don't matter what Walmart says, they can be sued.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just sue Walmart.
But
Congratulations on you now own Walmart.
yeah, no thank you.
Sam Walton would be turning in his grave if he knew what some of the practices that Walmart was doing.
Oh yeah. You're so glad you don't have Walmart in Dragon Spheres?
Walmart in the U.S., at least as far as I know, is ranked as like number, like in retail,
Mm-hmm.
it's like number 3, maybe 4 worst.
According to who?
According to a lot of statistics, like employee turnover, employee pay rate,
It's really
employee
bad.
complaint,
Yeah,
like the employee.
we got some. There's definitely. I feel like there's something. A dam is about to burst here in the next like 10, 15 years.
Well, Amazon's going to kill Walmart.
Well, and that's what they're talking about with automation.
Amazon
Have
is
you guys
already
been
killing
following
Walmart.
the whole automation thing? Like, you know, they're like reporting 2% away from having like automatic truck drivers. You know, it's
Yeah.
like,
Good
and
luck
it's
with
like,
that.
Good luck getting that in a lot of states because
why?
The
Like, I
state-
guarantee you it's going to happen. I would put money on it. Now, maybe 10, 15 years. But,
more like 100 because it's so easy. Like the systems that they have,
yeah.
they've actually like
You know the
hackers-
one reason why you don't have it right now? The only reason why there's not automatic truck drivers on the road? Snow. And what they're talking about doing is with 5G, having it to where somebody can kind of teleoperate, just like what they can with drones, and beam in to the truck. That's the solution they're working on. If they can get that figured out, like you can say 100 years for it, like it's gonna be like retail's
it's
going
probably gonna
away.
happen.
We're about to like the economy is gonna be really different in the next little bit. It's gonna be
20
interesting.
years.
Next 20 years,
No.
absolutely.
The main reason why
Ooh,
is because companies that use automated trucks, which they've tested them out, and the first test that they did was a hack-proof test, and it failed in a matter of about 5 minutes.
okay.
Meaning, a hacker literally hacked into the truck within less than 5 minutes.
Get him.
With
Get
the
him. Get him.
truck
Well,
Yes.
Here's the problem I see, and so you have automated truck driving.
Mm-hmm. You can have automated
Uh,
car driving as well. I'm just saying from an
yeah,
industry that like employs like 5 million people. You know, it's at $130 billion a year industry. It's going to be gone.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You cannot with a semi. I can't see them doing that, and the biggest reason for that is you cannot compensate for that human reaction. When you get into if you have perfect conditions and every vehicle on the road is a automated system,
Mm-hmm.
that's different. But if you have half and half, where you got people that are and people that aren't, then you're going to have problems because what about someone who swoops and stops
Mm-hmm.
to get an insurance check?
Oh.
They're going to be killed.
Yeah, probably. The thing is that kind of the big factor here is all in actually artificial intelligence, and like so I'm talking about truck drivers right now. You know, some other jobs that are going away: radiology, accounting, legal. Like, there's going to be some high end jobs and stuff like that, but ultimately we're about to see like massive amounts of jobs. Now it'd be neat to see what evolves and what new jobs come out of it.
We've done it before.
Yeah.
We've had this before. There was
Yeah.
a time when there was a 6-day, 10-hour-a-day work week.
Yep.
So,
They still have those
modern
in
concepts like an 8-hour workday and a 5-day work week were actually things given to us by Henry Ford.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hello.
The
And Henry Ford gave us the 5-day work week because he said that if people work 6 days a week, they wouldn't want to buy cars. So it doesn't have to be based in altruism.
oh yeah, I'm not making that case. I'm just saying
Amazon
that,
may find that giving their employees a 3-day weekend causes them to buy more stuff on Amazon, and it may cause everybody
More
to
money.
move to a 4-day work week, and then
Yeah.
that immediately takes 20% of the labor force out, and automation can take that 20%.
Oh God. Ugh.
Oh yeah, automation.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what jobs are
Very
coming.
complex.
We just know that what jobs are about to be automated.
Yeah.
McDonald's, Burger King.
Well, every time they raise minimum wage, you notice more fast food joints move to having that little kiosk at the front.
Yep. Well,
They're
it's
going to
a,
keep their prices the same.
Yeah,
They're
and
just going to do it by reducing labor force. It
well,
doesn't
same thing.
benefit
It's
from
a
wage
we're gonna
workers.
put all this money invest into what automation. Man, this has got
Are
some
you live,
weird-
Brian?
Yeah, I'm live on Twitch. No, I'm on YouTube
Wait.
and Mixer playing a little Destiny.
You're on all three?
Not Twitch. Sorry, I accidentally said Twitch. Ooh, got
Oh.
clipped from the side. Yeah, we just got back from
I don't think
the
you can
lake.
do
I'm playing till 5. Got to play. I got my a hunter created on Pagel for the Alliance,
Yep.
and so yeah, so I was able to play him. I like the hunter. That was a lot of fun.
Not Paggle. Did you make it to level 10?
No. I made it. I think level 6. I didn't get a lot of time to like sneak away from the family.
Level 10's where it gets crazy.
Yeah, well, the freaking talent trees and everything. Well,
Well,
so
you get your pet. So at level 10's where you
Oh,
start
baby.
really experiencing why Hunter is
the best. I love pets.
is something that you're not going to experience in 14.
Yeah, Yoshi P hates those pet jobs.
So, like, I mean, if you're looking for something different than 14,
Mm-hmm.
Hunter is a strongly different class.
Where is he? Oh, I'm super.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, automation will come, but it's just like, and what you're saying is what jobs come out of it. What if no jobs come out of it?
Well, that's the risk of that some people are concerned about. I don't think that's
Is that
the
a
case.
bad thing? Like, is work as a...
40,000 This is what we're saying. So, like, if the truck industry goes automated,
Which
How
is
many
the single
trucks-
largest employer in the United States, so...
yeah, all of them employees,
Okay.
just
Okay.
lost their job, and they have
Yeah.
nowhere where they can go get another job because there's no one in the job industry.
Correct,
that-
but why do humans have jobs?
Well, there's an inherent value to work. There's an inherent value to work, and they've seen that in
No,
psychological studies.
Correct.
But
There's an inherent value to productivity, but why do we have jobs specifically? There are other forms of productivity. You're involved in things that don't pay you, are you not, Brian?
Correct.
That you would consider productive in your life.
yes, 100%.
You raise kids. You're involved in your church. You know,
Right. That's where
for a long time,
what's
you
the
made YouTube
measurement?
videos at 2 cents an hour. Like,
And less than.
There's plenty of things you do.
I'm making YouTube videos right now for free, people.
So
Well, I
why
try to
do
help
you
out.
why specifically do you go to work?
Well, for me,
What is different
it's-
about that?
It's more to help them provide. It's still from a providing perspective, right? So it's about just trying to set myself up and my family up to be and to have the things they need and hopefully maybe a few things they want, right? To help provide hopefully a high
So it's
quality
money.
education. Well, let's see here. I mean, it depends.
I mean, it's money, right? Because you have other things you'd rather do.
Oh,
Sometimes.
100%.
Okay. So
It allowed, but it's still creative. Like, so if I could survive, like not, if I could be financially independent and write programs, I still would do that. I would just write different programs than essentially what I know is going to help provide for the family, right? So essentially, to help, trying to answer your question in that way, there's a financial independence to it.
sure.
Because it's like it's still. I think I would still like work on. What the heck?
So with automation, couldn't we? I mean, if we're looking 200 years down the line or whatever, couldn't we just move to universal basic income?
Yeah. Well, universal
Where- 'cause
basic
the
income.
robots don't need the money.
Right. Universal basic income is such an interesting mentality. It's such an interesting kind of. I would love to see it as an experiment because we're doing it in certain places. We're doing it in Alaska. We do
They
it.
tried it in Canada,
Well, they have it in Alaska, like kind of. It's a
and
dividend.
they're trying it, and they voted on considering it a couple of times in Switzerland.
Well, even in this country, we voted on like a dividend to pay American people under like Reagan, not Reagan, under Nixon.
I don't know that we're there yet, but I do think that there is a point where we are, and so I think
Yeah.
that transition is an interesting
My
question.
my concern with like anything like UBI is essentially what prevents, because as essentially a an entitlement, right? What prevents more xenophobia in that regards? Because when I look at you're going to have X, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you this. One of the things that I think is the leading cause of xenophobia, well, at least what I see on the news, tends to be like they're coming for our Medicaid, they're coming for our Medicare, they're coming to take what's yours, right? And if there was UBI and it's like, hey, you're in this country and you get X amount of dollars, you know, like I could just see that leading into kind of a narrative in which that we're blaming, you know, putting more blame on immigrants for whatever reason. That's just my thought. Like, that's my only question with it. Like, I don't...
More excessive wealth fixes it. Like, as the poverty line worldwide, that comes from a sense of resource scarcity, right?
Right.
Xenophobia is a protectiveness.
Right.
So as scarcity goes away, there's no reason to freak out. When there's plenty of food at the buffet, it doesn't bother you that the guy in front of you takes an amount that you think is too much.
Right.
It bothers you when he takes the last of something that you wanted. So
I think Leland was...
as resource
after you. Go ahead.
increases, I would think that would alleviate.
Leland, were you going to say something? Oh, that guy's got a rocket launcher.
My problem with a universal pay scale like that is I honestly believe that we should, if a person doesn't earn what, let's say you take someone who doesn't earn what they get.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly believe that they don't appreciate what they have.
It's a possibility.
No,
Should somebody have to earn basic things, though? The theory behind universal basic income is that it provides things like, you know, medicine, access to education, things like that. Not that it buys them a Mercedes or whatever. Like, the theory behind it is that you're providing the necessities. Should those have to be fought for and earned?
Well,
I don't know the answer.
I'm not infusing because...
We here, okay, we'll just take the U.S. for example, and this is how most, like, world citizens believe. We should have access to water, we should have access to, you know, the basics, you know, you've got to have access to water. Yet we're charged for that. For basic access to a essential need, here in the U.S., we are charged for water. Even if it comes out of a well, unless we're going into the well, you know, with a bucket and all that, we're getting charged, you know, by electricity. So, how do they? And then what happens when? Okay, so let's say the U.S. or whatever country you live in were to say, yes, every month you'll get this amount of, you know, income.
Right, that's UBI, Universal Basic Income. And
but then this happens. Your utility bill, 1 month, goes up by an extra $20.
I mean, keep it. If low-income houses have reductions, so like before you just make that statement, low-income houses in the United States are have all sorts of access to reduce utility costs.
Yeah, but I'm still saying, like, so you get this UBI system, and then your bill goes up. Okay, so now your UBI might not cover your entire bill, and now you're behind, and then you're in debt, and you know that's what I'm thinking. Like,
yeah, that's the big I think problem that I see in a lot of it.
That's a problem. Like, because like some companies, there's like, we'll take internet for example. In my area, there's one internet provider.
Mm-hmm.
In the, like, literally in a 3-mile radius, there's one internet provider. There's no other corporate company that provides internet on a dedicated, you know, line.
Sure. Okay.
So they can just charge me whatever they want, and I can't fight it.
Because it's not a utility.
Right.
Yeah, because it's not a utility.
Okay.
According to the way our society is run, the way society is, and how most Americans feel, internet should be a utility. Because to get a job, to apply for most jobs, you need access to the internet.
Yeah, the internet's pretty damn important now.
Yeah.
That's why net neutrality is such a hot debate. Is should internet be regulated like a utility? Because as of now, it's not seen as a utility.
It was. When net neutrality was there, it was somewhat given the utility protection.
Ooh.
That's why them removing it could hurt, and it has in some ways.
Well, my biggest problem is I don't believe that the government should be responsible for, paying for other people.
So the theory behind UBI is that you're redistributing wealth. So it would be no different. So it could be done without a government.
It's actually
so the way it would be
cheaper.
done without a government is a company would do something like what nurses have available now, where they can work a shortened week at extended hours and be given full-time pay. So imagine Amazon, for an example, because they have the wealth to consider something like this. Amazon could say, you know what? Our workers are going to show up for 8 hours a day, 4 days a week, and we're going to pay them like they worked 5. So we're going to pay them on like an hourly based salary, but they're going to get that extra bit for free. So they're really only working 32 hours a week, which means that if there's 40 hours worth a week that has to be done, that company would have to go either fill that gap with automation or would have to hire additional employees. But that doesn't hurt that initial base of employees because they're not receiving reduced pay. So that last day of pay is really acting like a UBI. It's a supplemental thing that the company is doing that they wouldn't have to do otherwise, because they're setting their hourly rate for the other days based on your market value. So if you're worth $17 an hour to do that job, they're still paying you $17. They're not reducing it just because they want to give you reduced hours. They're paying you out anyway. And so that last day is 100% supplemental. That would be a choice they could do. Now, the odds of a private company making that choice are slim to none because their goal is profit, whereas a government's goal is to take care of and provide for its citizens, which means a government is more in line with the values of a universal basic income.
Oh God.
So that's where the idea could come from. It doesn't have to come from the government. The government typically steps in to regulate or assist where private companies fall short.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why Mixer and Restream is having an issue. That just seems a bit odd.
Yeah, I think mostly the issue comes into effect when like these corporations they see the money in it.
There's nothing wrong with that. A corporation isn't a human being, has no ability to care for anybody. So it's like we try to put these human kind of thoughts and emotions on them. It's like, no, they would fire the CEO if he sit here and is like, oh, let me not do automation, because it's like
let me make this company lose $100 million.
Well, then also get beat out by the competition because it's like,
yeah.
The question is, can somebody make a model where something like this pays better, right? It's already done for nurses, and there's nothing done in medicine unless it makes sense for money. But they found that those nurses are higher productivity, they can retrain better nurses, and that they get better healthcare outcomes. So it looks like something good for nurses, but it ultimately. So the question is, can an Amazon say, hey, we're getting more productivity when we give these people 3-day work weekends? And on average, they spend more of that money with us, and it puts pressure on our competitors to offer the same thing. And we're getting all these additional sales because of the goodwill of people who feel like they're supporting a good company now.
Yeah.
Because all these people who want to boycott Amazon look like dicks when Amazon's taking good care of their employees. So like if suddenly math like that works out, then there could be a day where giving back to their employees is actually just good business sense.
I like the
it's
thought.
Just not there today.
I like the thought beyond it though, because I know that's like where's the money coming from, and I like the thought that it's actually coming from our data, where we give away our data. Like our data is like the oil of the 21st century, right? Where like it's if I wanted to go get data on people, I can go spend $4 and I have to buy it in bulk. So most likely I need to spend $40,000 to get 10,000. Different accounts, etc. Get all the information about whatever demographic that I want, and we keep giving our data away, and so it's become a commodity. And essentially, with every Google ad, like we're on YouTube, every Google ad, every Facebook ad, every automated truck mile, every Amazon automated fulfillment, it's like all these little things. Like there's like you can kind of put like I like transactional tax systems personally. Like hey, like you're. By participating in the economy, that tax is generated. Oh, got freaking blasted in the head. And so then that's essentially what is funding and fuel. I just spawned in, people. It's like, come on. Come on.
Zone A lost. Zone B captured.
But yeah, it's like wait a minute. They're taking, they're taking to make it, and like, what was it, like, Amazon paid no money in taxes last year or a couple years from now? Like, I don't know the numbers. I'm just hearing what I'm.
They don't pay very much most years, and they're
They
not
pay,
alone.
Yeah, like Amazon pays like, if you compared it to like Amazon and like your average American Joe paid more taxes than Amazon.
See, I'm all for getting
So in
actually
2018
rid of
they paid
the
$0.
income tax.
None, not one. But it's not uncommon. And it comes from income tax rebates.
Yeah.
So like in 2018 they were eligible for income tax rebates that totaled up to $129 million, which offset their entire tax payment.
Zone B lost. Power play. Enemy has your zone.
But that's the that way it also they didn't pay any income tax in 2017 either.
We're talking about universal basic income, boom, confetti. So I guess I don't know if you're new, but we talk about a lot of things. Pretty much anything and everything. Like, welcome to work the game.
The nice thing too is that no matter if we agree or disagree with each other, we always keep it civil.
Mhm.
We always have a good conversation.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Like, I'm always interested in what people think, and especially because it's like, I mean, nobody here can predict the future when we have no idea what's 20 years down the road. But like, goodness gracious. Dragonsphere says basically they're just a bunch of weird old guys.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Who are overly educated and incredibly attractive. humble to a fault.
I'm not going there, Brian. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, dude. Oh, good times. What's up,
Hey,
your...
guys.
Hey, what's up, dude? What's going on, Star?
I heard you saying you're good looking.
Yeah.
I'm not going into that
Dude.
either.
I'm a pretty man. Boom
Well, your
Confetti
wife
says, I
must
think...
agree with that. Your wife must agree with that because you have 4 children.
I'm yeah. I'm just really good at closing deals. Just
What, it was a deal.
Boom Confetti says that they think they might be older. Oh, that's disgusting, Dragonspheres. Oh, creepy. Dragonspheres, don't worry, I have blow-up dolls of each of you. Oh.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
Ah.
No, I can imagine that. No, it's in my head now.
That's so funny. Oh,
That's
too funny.
freaky.
All right, I got one more match of me. Then I'm gonna go downstairs and hang out with the family.
Yeah. I got one more match of me too.
Gonna feed the chitlins. Carlin says
So what-
too much info. Go ahead.
So what level are you up to now, Chris? And wow.
My Horde character is 17, and my Alliance character is like, I don't know, 9.
That's awesome.
Why not?
I
Dude,
love that there are like, different pathways, man. Like, it's just like there's a part of me that it's weird. I am still working on like a script because it's just I have so many thoughts about it, but I feel this sense of kind of a peaceful pace along with it. I don't know if you feel the same way, Chris, but there's a sense of exploration and a kind of wonder and awe, being that I never did it.
Well, that was the awesome thing about WoW back in the day, Brian. Was it was literally such a humongous world, and the fact that we had to do most of it just by running around. We didn't have fast mounts. We didn't have flying.
Mm-hmm.
When they brought flying into the mix, it really shrank the world and how we looked at the world.
Yeah.
And so
Actually, we got 5 minutes. I gotta pull this out. Yeah. Sorry, I was like, wait a minute. But the match is gonna last longer than 5 minutes if it's a good match. Do that. Still got these PvP ones. I might be able to. I might play some more tonight. Probably I might be on Xbox though, just FYI, because I might just
That's
be
fine.
downstairs.
I've got you. I'm cross save. I'm
Yeah, dude,
Xbox.
cross save is so great. Oh, so freaking great. Yeah, and the
No,
fact that the
just
quest
message
mobs
me.
don't, like, it's not a 100% drop rate, that I don't, oh, am I supposed to be killing these things? And I go back to the log itself. It's just fascinating. It's, I don't know. How do you feel so far, Chris? You've spent more time with it than I have.
Yeah, I mean, I've probably played 30, 40 hours. It's good. It's good. I like it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to call before, like, at least level 40.
Mm-hmm.
So I think level 40 is when you get your first
Mount.
mount. So I would say, for now, hold off. Like, on the good and the bad, a little bit. I'm overly excited, but I would say that it's probably going to get a whole lot better.
Are you planning on doing primarily Horde or primarily Alliance?
Well, I planned on primarily Horde because I want Brian to have that PvP experience, that PvP realm. But the Alliance server we picked is PvE because that's where I have a lot of friends. So, I mean, it really just depends on the interest from this community. If this community is really interested in kind of doing things together, I plan on that taking place mostly on Herod. In that PvP, we can go out and, take on cities and take on all that fun stuff.
Ingenito.
But if people kind of bow out, then, the friends that I played Vanilla and the Burning Crusade with are over on the Alliance server. So I'm actually in that guild.
Right.
They're the ones that I went to BlizzCon with last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're going to be out there this year. Should be exciting. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Chris, are you going to stream it all, or like no pressure, or just listen?
I'm in queue.
Sweet.
So if I get in, sure.
So stay tuned for more. Who knows? We're talking about universal basic income and all kinds of automation and AI that's going to be hitting the world. Oh, Nightmare, dude! No, I'm not leaving because you showed up. I told Julie I'd play from like 4 to 5, and it's 2 minutes.
But we also agreed specifically earlier that if Nightmare showed up, we would immediately call off stream. So the fact that he's still live is a
my headphones
bald lie, right in the face of the plan.
That was my reaction. I was laughing at Chris's like thing, and I'm like, "Wow, he's here!" And then my headphones just like tossed off. So I didn't hear
We
the rest
said
of
we
it.
would cut it off immediately.
So we're doing everybody a favor. All right, guys. Chris might be live here in a little bit, and so I might hang out like in voice and stuff. But I'm gonna go spend a couple hours with the kids. Hopefully, get them to bed on time. We've kept them up late like all weekend, so they're a little nuts, a little sugared up. So, wish me luck, everybody. I'm going back into the wolves' den.